Okay, just go straight into the first suburi. Really slow. Just finding the back. Good. Okay, go to Zengo, Giri. So front and back, 2 directions, from right to left. Good. Just have a sense in this, especially in the Zengo gi, when you make the rotation and the cut in the backside or either side after the rotation, the tendency is to solidify the hips and then just go to the arms. The hips kind of stop and then the arms kind of follow. But have a feeling the center constantly pressing into the weapon, so constantly pressing through the handwork. So have a feeling the center's constantly active in the movement. It's like the work of the center's never really finished. In a sense, what we tend to get into the habit of doing this here, and then the arms take over. So really just get a sense that the center pressing through the weapon all the time. The hips especially constantly kind of active. This kind of motion. This kind of motion. This is very similar to the work we did yesterday with the kokyu. This kind of work. This kind of work. But in a sense, it's not that the hips finish and then the hand goes. Dunk, dunk. You want a sense that the hip, all of it just starts, all of the center work presses through the hand work. So this kind of connection. And then it's pressing out, so pressing in, pressing out. That kind of feeling. Yeah, just work on that kind of connection. So that the center's always active and always having the feeling of pressing through.
Ah, great.
That's it. Good. Nice. Okay, good. And then go to the second saburi with a very similar emphasis. So have a sense the center is going to be active here, and that the center presses through the weapon. Find the ground and press through. So really have a sense that from the hip work, the center work, constantly pressing, raising the sword, drawing the sword into the ground. And then also here, connecting the hip work here. So just constantly go to the hip. Hips pressing. Hips connecting. Just work on that kind of connection. So from the hips into the hands, really focus now on this kind of connection. So we've done a lot of groundwork in terms of pressing into the ground, finding the connection in the ground. Go to now the connection really with the hip working into the hand work. Try this. That's the emphasis. So number 2. Yeah. Good. Good. Now we always talk about the kind of the connection in a sense, especially as a beginner. What we look at is like hands and feet go together, and that we try and coordinate the whole movement together. In a sense, we say like hand goes with feet, hands come with feet, this kind of thing, and everything's kind of coming together. in a sense, you've all got kind of pretty good connection. So look for the flexibility in the connection. That from the groundwork into the hips, into the hand. Actually, this connection we're talking about all the time, really. That from the ground out through the hands. So focus now on a slightly more flexible connection that from the ground presses into the hand. Ground presses into the hand. And I want to straight, as soon as I've got the kind of feeling of the connection in terms of what I'm doing with the coordination, and what I want to do is have a feeling of coordinating it through flexibility. It's not in a sense that the hands and the feet kind of move together. It's that the hand, the hand is moved by the rest of the body. So in a sense, try and work now on a slightly more flexible connection, finding the ground and pressing out. So it's the same connection, but it's allowing it to kind of unlock through the body, rather than fixing the body in these kind of patterns. So it's a bit like the first suburi, everything goes together. Everything goes together. This is okay for kind of learning the form, and then what you need to do is kind of slightly more unlock it through the connection work. This kind of feeling. So just work on a slightly more flexible connection through the body, as if the feeling, the cup passes all the way out through the body. It's like an arc through the body this way, like an electrical arc. I mean, an electrical through the body. Okay, give it a try. So kind of flexibility, flexible connection. Go ahead. Hey. Hey. That's okay. That's it. That's it. That's it. Good. Good. Okay, we're going to skip into number 5. So in this case, a yoko menuchi, stepping from the back foot, cutting down. So using the top of the head for the stride, arcing down in a diagonal. 3 or 4 cuts, stepping each time. The ground. Yeah, really prioritize the ground, coordinating the body. This way. Yeah, give it a try. Go no suburi. Good, good, good. Keep going. Good.
Oh.
Okay, good. So we look at number 6. So with a ski. So starting now, going into Jodan Kamai, cutting down, thrusting the same side. Cut on the left side and then pressing from the back foot, thrusting to the right. So the same side, cutting, thrusting. Right side ski. Right side, left side Yokomen, left side ski. Yeah, give it a try. Number 6, Yokomen ski. Hey. 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 Oh, good. Oh. Okay, good. Number 7. So Yokomen ski the other side. You're gonna strike on the right side, thrusting through on the left. Right side, left side ski. Right side Yokomen, left side ski. Cutting down, thrusting through. Yeah, go ahead. Yokomen ski, number 7. Oh. Hey. Oh. Hey. Oh. Hey. That's good. And again, really try and now look at a kind of flexible connection. So you've all got the kind of coordination in the movement. The tendency is to kind of twist out and then push out with the arms. But in a sense, this is one move. So have the sense of cutting into the ground, and then you're going to arc through the body this way. So the movement's done here, this way. So my extension is found here, and then the body comes through. But in a sense, it's not twisting the body and then finding the push through. There's no real push or pull. Just have a sense of cutting into the ground and then arc through the body. Arc through the body this way. And then the hands find the extension. So again, don't do this way, kind of pulling back and then pushing in. And don't do a kind of twist and then push out. Just have the sense of a spiral that runs all the way through the body this way. So it runs through the body this way. So it's like doing this kind of movement with the body. So it's a cut down and then thrusting in. But the arms, this kind of connection is very loose actually, very soft, this kind of connection. So look for a really clear spiral that runs from the bottom hand through the back hip and then out. So it kind of projects out through a spiral. Yeah, give it a try. So a little bit more flexible in the connection. Look for a spiral. That's it. Nice.
Yeah, there we go. Good.
Good. Oh. Oh. Okay, I'll try this. Maybe this helps. This is a bit like the kind of thrusting movement. Wait, hello. The kind of thrusting movement in the kind of action. What you want to do, if we talk about in terms of compression, my feeling's a bit like pushing the space. The feeling's like pushing the space in front of you. So if you imagine a kind of object in front of you, the best thing to imagine is like a car. When you push a car, when it's stalled and you have to push. So in this case, you need to convert downwards force into forwards energy. So you really need to press down to press forward. Down to press forward, and then what you do is convert that and keep it as you go this way. Yeah, so in a sense, you're going to have to press and keep the extension. In the case if I push a car, if I lose that and I lose the extension, and then I've got to go to the arms, and then I lose it, and I have no effect on the car whatsoever because the car's actually pushing me. So I need to do is push the ground, create a connection between me and the ground and the object in front of me, and then push it out this way. So in a sense, you're doing the same kind of action, slightly more complex. So what you need to do is create a connection down with the strong extension and then press it out. So pressing is kind of the wrong word, but there's a sense of coiling this way and pushing out here to the front. So almost have a sense that you do this through a kind of thick substance, or that you're actually pushing something back out of space this way. So I'm trying to remove the object in front of me and place myself in its space. So in a sense, you're replacing something that's in front of me. I need to do that with a sense of the ground and coiling through into it. So really have a sense of pressure forwards that way. Yeah, give it a try. Maybe it helps, maybe not. Really press the front. That's, yeah, good, 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 good. Good. Nice. Okay, good, very nice. So we'll go to some Awase work and some partner work again. We'll just focus just further, before we start, in terms of the attack. So what I want you to do is just have the sense of you have a sense of calmness, and then just pressing in forward with the attack. So try and make the attack really clean. You do this slowly. It's not about speed. It's just about making a very pure kind of sense of attack. So when you go, connect the posture, connect into the kamae, long through the back, but heavy in the ground, and then just press in forward, cutting down, really with a sense of weight through the cut. Okay, so really get a sense of calmness, stillness, and then into the motion. Yeah, give it a try, just a few, just this very simple attack, and then we'll use it as a way to blend, make some awase. Yeah, give it a try, just the attack. Okay, good. So you'll remember Migi Awase, so blending off to the right side. So when you do this one, the attack's the same, the one that you just practiced. And in this case, you're just going to blend off to the right side and cut down with a full cut. So we'll practice Migi Awase. Just go to the movement, just so you know you've got it very clear. You're off in a kamae, nice and relaxed in the ground. You're going to press out from the back foot and then slide off to the right side, cutting down in a wedge. So here you're going to raise, cut down. Yeah, just a few times, and then we'll partner up. So that's it. That's it. Hey. Hey.
Michael, it's Serena.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to go early this morning. The children are early.
Okay.
If it's all right if I just bow out to you.
No problem. Good. Thanks a lot.
No, thank you very much. Thank
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
you tomorrow. Yeah, bye. Sorry.
No.
Tonight.
Okay, we've got even numbers now. So I'm going to put you in rooms. I want you to practice this with your partner 3 times each, and then change. Yeah, we'll give it a try. Let's see. Okay, good. Hopefully you get a invite.
Yeah.
Migi Awase. Myself with Dila. Can you do it, Masa? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Good.
Attack.
でもそう言っちゃ
あ、
ない
まあまあ
よ。
いつももっと来た。いつももっと人が来る。
何が？
パパのところ。
そうなの？
でももう3人。インテレサ。
じゃあもうちょっとブルーベリー食べる？
いや今もう4人。Kann man das alle da?
Was denn das Muss wäre?
Immerもう5人。
Ah, siehst du.
Nice and silent, Michael.
Oh, okay.
Let's start with you 3 times you attack and then switch.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Good. Great. Okay. Good.
Very good.
Nice feature.
Yeah, I didn't get hit once then.
No. Okay. We're gonna. Normally, what I do with the Awase work is go into Hidari Awase, and then we go into kind of variations on the theme. What I want to do is follow this kind of old series of movements that Saito Sensei did, late 70s. So the next one in this set is actually, it's a blend against the ski. So what you do now is using the second suburi. So what the attacker does in this case is thrust from the front foot and thrust it in, and then they pull back. Okay. So what the attacker's doing now is a very simple ski, thrust in this way, right to the center line, and then pulling back. Yeah, so it's like this, and then pulling back. This is the attacker roll. Now in this case, when the ski comes in, you're going to use the movement of the second suburi. So you're going to blend back and step off the line this way. Okay. You're going to use the second suburi in a sense. What you do is remove yourself from the line this way. If you imagine a ski's coming in here, you're rolling back this way to blend off the line. So really, you're focusing on the hip work here, blending off the line. Now when the person retracts the ski, so when they make the ski and then they bring the sword back, what you do is you find the second strike. So you find this movement, and then as they pull back, the blend is to come in and strike in this way. Yeah. So you're going to do quite a dynamic movement. You roll back this way, and then you press in forward, and you find the second strike this way. Yeah. So this is a blend against the ski. Maybe we can show it. Okay, Marcel, can you see both of us? Well, let's see. If I go this way.
Didn't hear it so clearly.
Well,
I
so in this case, Marcel, you're gonna make a thrust. Can everyone see? Or no? If you go to gallery view, maybe.
Yeah, you need to go to gallery view to see them all.
okay.
Everyone, you've got it.
We can see you all.
Yeah, you can see everyone. Okay, so in this case, he's basically going to come in with a thrust straight down the center line. That way. So that way. So he's coming in like this. And then as he does that movement,
You're frozen, Michael.
I'm frozen.
No, you're moving. You're just standing still.
You roll back up. Now as Marcel pulls back into Kamai, as he pulls back,
Teething problems.
So Marcel, you go like this, you're going to thrust it in this way, and then you're going to kind of pull back into the knife. You do kind of 1, 2, like this way.
Okay.
Like this. So the blend's going to be like this, hopefully. Yeah, you roll back, and then as Marcel comes back, yeah, that movement, and then you find the second strike this way. Yeah, does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay, we'll give it a
Are you going for his wrist?
In this case, I'm going to go for the head. So in this one, I'm going to roll back, and then I'm going to be really strongly, and I'm going to go right for the head. In this case,
Okay.
there is another form of this where I come back, and then I stay here, and I cut down straight onto the wrist after the strike. But in this case, for this form, come back, and then come forward with a sense of striking for the head. Yeah.
Michael?
Yeah.
Michael, but you basically go a bit to the right to avoid the tip of the sword.
If you think in this case the thrust's coming in here, what I do is use the hip work here just to blend slightly off the line. Now in this case, as it's retracted, I pass over and then strike onto the right side. So I'm basically rolling this way slightly, and then as it comes back, striking for the head this way.
Now I get it.
Yeah, so you use this footwork just, and I just use the footwork, not necessarily coming off the lines with the whole body, but with a sense just opening the hip work out this way. The sword just passes, and then I just kind of wedge in. When you just with the partner, the Awase is very tight. It's a very nice form.
And the attacker side, so does the basically 6 suburi, and then goes back to kenkamai, or
in this case the feeling's like striking in, and then I'm just kind of pulling back to my
now I get it.
of maybe coming in for something else, but the feeling of striking in, this is miss, and then I basically pull back. Okay, all clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, give it a try. I'm gonna put you back in your rooms. They'll be the same or different. I think they're the same. Okay, they're the same. Good. Okay. Try it. If you've had any problems, wave or shout or something.
Yep.
Hey.
Sorry about that. I should come. Sorry. Keep going.
Ik zie Gerda niet.
Oh, okay.
Ja, nou wel.
That's clear. Okay. Oh.
Oh, John, you're on your own.
You got?
Oh, okay. I think.
Yeah,
Nick...
I could hear Nick, but I couldn't see him, and it was the same with me. He could hear me but not see me.
Okay, do it with me. We'll do it.
Okay.
I think you can do it. Oh, here we go. Ah, great. It's the connection.
No.
Okay, give it a try. I'll turn my. Okay, John. Maybe try it with me. Let's see. Can you see?
Okay.
If I do the backing roll, so I come in with the thrust, and then blend with it. So from here, yeah, that's it. I thrust in. Yeah, that's it. And then as I come back, yeah, find the strike. So as I push in with the movement, allow yourself to be moved back. There. That's it. Now as I roll back, find the strike. That's it. Yeah, good. Good, good, good. So it goes like this. 1, 2. That's it. Good. Do one more. Rolling in. Rolling down. That's it. Good. Okay, change roll. So now you initiate the thrust. And then as you go back, that's it. This goes to the head. Good. Oh, missed it. Whoosh. That's good. One more time. Good. Okay, change rolls again. Hey. Do the thrust. There we go. Whoosh. Good. Nice. Good. Good. Okay, change again. Hey. Oh, I missed it. Oh, missed it. Good again. Oh, I've lost it. That's it. Good. One more time. My side. Good. Great. Very good.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Hang on. I've lost you now, Kat. There we are. Am I trust? Yeah.
I think it has. You have
I think we're
control.
back. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Oh, we are.
Later. Bye. Michael?
Hello.
I mean, I got confused for two reasons. One, if I go to the left, I feel like I can't attack from that direction. So I feel like going to the right in this case. This is one thing. And secondly, I would think the attacker would only go backwards because the person comes to attack back, right?
No. In this case, no. In this case, actually, if you look at this form, wait a second. This one actually, this is not really a combat form. So this is also where the Awase works slightly in a kind of separate function from the combat work. This is also really just about timing and focusing on intention in terms of the attack. In this case, you come off to the left side. Now, as the person retracts, I'm able to pass back over onto the right side and find the strike. But actually, the slightly more of a combat form is I'm going to withdraw here, and I'm going to strike straight down onto the front wrist. So the person is withdrawing, because if he doesn't, then I cut straight down onto his wrist from here. Because as he makes this thrust here, what he does is exposes the top hand. So if I manage to avoid the thrust here, his hand is basically here. It's right in front of my body. So what I do is just slam down onto it with the sword. So the reason why he withdraws and doesn't wait is to remove the hand. So sometimes you can practice this in the dojo if you ever can. What you do is you practice it here, and then the person strikes down from the top and you remove the hand, the top hand. So if you imagine as the attacker, as I thrust in, this hand's really just exposed. The person's avoided it, and then his sword's here in the direction of just being able to clamp down onto the front hand. So in a sense, this is the combat form. You come here, and then what I need to do is withdraw it very quickly, because otherwise the hand's going to get trapped. Now, in the case when he does withdraw, the attacker does withdraw, I'm open to be able to pass through and strike straight onto the body. That makes sense, hopefully. Maybe. It's very hard to show with no partner. There's actually a very good video of Saito Sensei practicing it. He just moves back with the hip and then slams onto the hand. So this is in a sense what you're doing. The key point of this blend is actually this first blend back to avoid the ski. So the first blend, this is the kind of the key moment in the blend work. And then from here you're gonna either go onto the wrist or find your way back into the head. We'll do one more form. This is actually, if you look at the old set, this is actually a way of building up towards Kimusubi no Tachi. So this 7 series set is actually in a way that I think Saito Sensei is working a way to get to the Kimusubi no Tachi. So the next form you do, you start with the first form. So blending off to the right side here. And then as the partner's basically gonna raise for another attack, you slide in and you make the thrust. Okay, so what you do, if you know the Kimusubi no Tachi, you're going to slide off to the right side. The partner basically raises to find another strike, and I ski in from the backside. This way. So this is basically performing 6 Saburi with Migi Awase here, and then sliding in with the thrust. Okay, in terms of the attacking roll, the attacker comes in, the blend happens here, and then what I'm going to do is raise to try and attack again. So I'm going to raise in a way to attack again. So what you do is raise here, cut, you miss. I'm basically going to refine the partner this way, and then this is when the thrust happens here. So you're going to blend now first with the cut here, and then the second time raise in to find the ski this way. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to try partner up one last time, last few minutes. Okay, I think this will work. Okay, we'll try. Last time.
Hello, Nick. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi there.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm again, yeah.
Okay, we'll try it. Let's see. So in this case, Nick's kind of.
No, okay, Michael, you and John do it. Because to be honest, I've been in and out so much.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure of the move, so I'd rather watch you and John. If that's okay.
I've got an idea of it. So in this case, John, if I do the attacking roll, so first you're going to find the Awase to the right side. So really slow. Cut off. That's it. Now as I raise again to attack, you're going to ski into the front this way. So as I raise in, you're going to, yeah, exactly. You ski into the underneath. That's it. Good. That's the form. So in 2 steps, nice and slow. Thrusting in. Good. Now as I raise the second time, here to find you. Yeah, that's it. Good. Good. One more time. A little bit closer. Yeah. The side. Good. And then the second raise, you find the strike. That's it. Good. Okay, let's try change rolls. So in this case, you strike forward. You basically raise again for an attack. Yeah, that's it. Good. Okay. Good. And again. Good. One more time. Good. Okay, change rolls. Nice. I attack. That's cool. Good. Nice. One more time. Good. Change rolls. Last one. Good.
Screen gone back to blank with Nick's name on.
Oh.
Aha.
You're back.
Yeah.
I'm watching you both.
Good.
My attack.
Your attack. Awesome. Good. Okay, last time. Good. Okay, very good. Okay, we'll go.
Thank you both. I learned more by watching you both than trying to do it myself.
That's true. Good. Good. Okay, well. Good. Hopefully. Okie dokie. Good. Okay. Good. Good. Okay, how is that one?
I have a question. Yeah. Michael?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is it when the after the Migi Awase?
Yeah.
The ski that follows, is it a 6 degree
Yes.
ski? Or is it in Kimusu no Tachi, is it like a flip?
Ah, yeah. In this case, you can actually do both. You can play a bit with this one. So I think in the have to check in the book. In this case, yeah, you can play also with this one, kind of thrusting it. There's also, if you look at the old Budo manual that O-sensei made, there's also a way. There's also this way. He actually shows this form as well. So slicing off the side and then thrusting kind of up with the blade this way.
Yes.
In this case, you can also just play with that coming in like a mix. So kind of just coming in, thrusting straight in down this way with the blade the angling up. In this case, you can actually play with both, kind of rotating the whole blade up. And sometimes we do that form for an Awase. We do this quite a lot. This kind of form where you just come straight in off the first movement. So the first raise comes in the first attack, and you just kind of slide in with the blade coming up this way. We did this maybe last time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
So,
Like this.
and then you're slicing it between. So, in a sense, you can play with this a little bit, thrusting off, and then thrusting into the front side, or rotating the blade fully this way. So this is So in a sense, this Awase practice, there's 7 in this old set, and they basically build up to the full Kimusubi no Tachi, and this is basically the first 2 movements of the form. I actually think the Kimusubi no Tachi is a good form because it's a non-contact form. So you don't actually make any contact in it. It's all about blending and well, basically tying the energies together. Basically, this is kind of what the form means. So we'll kind of build it up over the next couple of days and look at these old forms. Okay, good. We'll bow out. Domo arigato.
どうもありがとうございました。